My hair might look like this when I just get up. That looks, yeah, this puffs up actually. This little gel in it. Where are we going, people? Yeah, let's go over here. Is it morning? Is it night? Somewhere between? I do not know. Okay. Okay. Need heals. Anvil receiver. Nope. Okay. Hmm. All right, warming up. Like I'll just do what I want to do, and it's not exactly the best thing. You know what I'm saying? So, how to get the Cyberpunk 80 Cyberpunk skins? Echo, stop being disrespectful. Play hip hop. Yeah. Echo, go make me a sandwich. No, for real. Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to go there? Or go over here? Actually, I'll do this. We're up here. So, not playing you hip hop? What's up? Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, Angel, we're jumping. We're jumping. Jumping. Are you with us, Angel? What's up? Angel, where you at? Alright, we got 301 down there and 99. Alright, grab all the materials. Okay. Which one are you getting? Yeah, I'm gonna jack the other one. Whichever one you grab. Okay. I'll get the barrel stabilizer. Some ammo. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. Shit. Alright. Wanna make our way over? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check the jump tower and then meet up with him. Alright. Yeah, give me a second. Okay, we're already in the circle because we're gonna jump out and jump back in. So I guess we'll meet up halfway there. Alright, I got the longbow actually too. I'm coming. No, coming with you. Alright, make my way towards you. Fuck. Yeah, I'm coming over towards you. I'm meeting up with you. I'm with you. Alright, got you back. Alright. I got my longbow, I see you. Okay, I shot him. I got him. Yeah, shatter your shield. Going right. Okay. Make my way now. Yeah. Okay. Fuck. I'm not. I'll be able to make it. Alright. Alright. I'm on it. I'm gonna drop my ult as soon as we land inside. Okay. They're coming. Okay, we got a purple standard stock in here. Anybody want it? Yeah, I'm probably gonna need shields also. Fuck. Oh, for real? Shit, cool, cool. Okay, nice. Okay. Hold up. Oh, shit. Oh, I see him. I'm waiting that out. Okay, I got you. I got him. I'll take him. Oh, shit. Fuck. Okay. Is there a shield in there? Alright, going one jump hour to the other. Yeah, we're not. Alright, I'm the other side. Alright. Angel coming towards you. Alright. What do you got? Okay. You alright? Alright, I got my ult. Okay, right here. Do you see red shields? Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, 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 fuck. Behind us, behind us. Fuck, I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear it. So, let's see. So we go to challenges, I think. So Ash, pistol, headshots. I could play Ash. But I don't know if this battle pass. Okay, whatever. I think I already got it. Uh, Every time I look at myself, I'm like so grateful. How good look. Man, like so grateful. Like what I've realized is that people look similar to me, but they're always from another country. But to have this look and to be native from the United States and our borders, it's priceless. Like no one could take it away. No one could emulate it. You know what I'm talking about? Very grateful. I was always like I'm rare growing up, but when I got out here to Hawaii, I was like, there's got to be more people out here, right? And they have a little bit of Polynesian, but it's mostly Asian, so they're dark skinned from being Asian and shit, right? And then it hits you sometimes. It's like most of your blood is native, and you're dark skinned from native, and they're like so rare, you know? And just always keeps you happy. Oh my God. Anybody want anything from over here? I got a gold backpack. Hell yeah. So we could do this round. Anybody need a purple mag? Energy mag, purple energy mag. Lucky crowd, what's up? Okay, go into Fabricator. If you want to grab it. Skull piercer. You want that? I could do that. Fuck. That was a wingman. A really accurate wingman. That was on computer. Shoot a wingman from that far away. Really bad. Okay, so I guess we go to store. RPG sale, Shadows Awakening. Roblox. I don't know about what I was saying, but I always used it to bring in people, to be more like culture, because I look like a lot of different cultures. But when you get out here, it's very xenophobic. So you make that delineation like I'm different than you and better than. So, but it's really kind of difficult because they're not exactly what they say they are. And so it's just like, I think a lot of it is like maybe like in the back of my mind, it's what I was in Jersey, and they've viewed that as like being very that gains a lot of attention, so they emulate it, but they sort of adopted it for what they are, and they think it's just a perception to convince people, but it must be on other people. But being isolated out here, they really didn't run across it. And to them, that's the norm, I suppose. But I mean, it would have been better to be happier that you have all these different races and bring in people. But I think, honestly, they realize it's better to state that than actually be that, because you have this very xenophobic, behind closed doors mentality that it's there because, growing up in a German household, that neo Nazi racism behind closed doors, and you put out like you're not racist, right? And so here, this is like, well, we're all these races, but we're very Asian centric. But since you can't really put out this neo Nazism, I mean, you can't really have, I mean, that neo Nazism inside of you, I'm talking about, and put out this I'm not racist thing. It's more of this Asian centric viewpoint behind closed doors, and you saying you have all these different races that we put out. And I never had that option of like being like, I go home and all I hear was like racist shit, talking about it's just a subtle, and then obviously, you don't really know what this is about until you're like 8 or 9 or whatever, figuring the world out and everything. And then obviously, you didn't realize there's anything, wrong with you, talking about. But, feel bad for my sisters because they never experienced other Latinos or black people. I did, and I was very blessed by meeting very intelligent Latino black people growing up. I mean, the best of the best within New York and Philly. And that opened up my eyes to like, it's okay to be dark, it's okay to have dark skin color, And they didn't. My sisters didn't. And so you have this very unfortunate thing that you had to be more Nazi than the white people around you to be accepted. And I feel bad because it still lingers with them. And I see that in Asians, and even because they just can't, they look so different. So they have to be more racist towards other minorities to be accepted. And that's pretty much a large part of the Asian population in the suburbs, not in the city. Cities are different because they're exposed to very um, a range of people, so they get to see very brilliant Latinos and Black people and be like, oh, okay, that's what I want to be. That's how I want behaviors. But it's sort of like, and that's what we feel. What I feel Asians are. To me, that's an Asian, you know, growing up. And what I saw in Seaside is this was the outliers, but I guess the outliers were those other Asians from the cities, you know, or had city influences or connections with or access to other people, you know. But here in Hawaii, unfortunately, they don't have access to that, you know, so you see the opposite. And so saying that you deal with all these cultures when you don't, but you know it's this very racist, xenophobic thing. There's no bond there because you just state that, and I could see through that veneer. I hear it all the time, and then on top of that, people know the nuances of my life, and it's stated as like a check off, like a box is checked off. Oh, I stated something around Supreme too, so I could technically state that. And I'm like, well, I know to avoid this person because the heart's not into it. The heart's not into building a better society. The heart's not building um, a true equal environment. They just know all the words to say. They just want to tell you what you want to hear. They just want to. They've been conditioned of what to state, and they just want to have that superficiality without actually having that inside that way of thinking. And then with it only being one demographic out here, that they view it's okay. No one checks it on. It's okay to say, oh, well, a little bit of this and a little bit of that when you're not, you know? So it's just odd. I mean, so here I am saying that I'm native and most of my blood is native and I get my dark skin from being native. And I'm lucky that, I have these facial features. And then I count, and my facial features you can see are all around the world. Very good looking people from other races, brilliant people from other races. But here, they don't want to state that. They want to state that they're full Polynesian or half Polynesian when there's none exist. But they know that it gains so much attention. That overrides their morality, their integrity. So they state this. I'm talking about. I could understand it when you're hustling and something very bad's about to happen. I've been there, talking about shit. I'll be like, what are you talking about? On this, that, the other. I'm out. Like if I walked in all whatever, Asian, Hindu, um, God, Black, Dominican, whatever, Cuban, some shit, whatever, I'm talking about Mayan, some shit. I'll be like, oh, I'm 100% slowly back out. I'm out. I get that, what I'm saying? But, to have that part of your personality as a core, it breeds self-hate, and I touched on the very brink of that growing up, saying that I was Mohawk instead of Navajo. So I always felt that. Only like a very select group of friends knew that I was Navajo and Hopi. I mean, specifically with tribe, Other people just thought I was Native American, and then outside of that, um, this Puerto Rican, and then outside of that, outside of Jersey, I don't know. Uh, no, no, like, but that was back in the day when you thought there was such thing as being 100% pure Boricua Indian and everything else like that, So it's just, I don't know. I don't know how to relate. I just don't know how to relate. I can't lie about myself. I wouldn't feel natural. Like, well, I guess I don't think I would be forthcoming with how I truly feel because it bleeds over into everything. I could just, but then again, sometimes I'm way too comfortable around people, like way too comfortable. Like I don't care. Like I'm totally open. It's like I'm not, I don't, or fearless, I guess would be like that. For all intents and purposes, it look like I'm not afraid. By and large, there's nothing you could really embarrass me about, and so it comes off as that. And I guess to them, since they got to look like they're above, I guess maybe it looks like I'm naive or something. I don't know. I don't know how that would look. Let me see how could I empathy? It's like you're someone so open. I don't expect them to be. I'm better. I would never say those things openly. Whatever. I would hide everything. I don't know. A fool, I guess, right? But I don't need to. It's not like you're gonna find out something. What I'm saying? It's like I grew up in this part of Jersey, then that part of Jersey, went to growing school. What's the big deal? Because I guess like when you grow up, like when you're hustling, you got to remember all this shit, and then people with that, you know, you walk into something and you got like, especially Mike Santos, he'll just come with some crazy hustle, and I would catch it on the fly, and if he'll start this talking, I'm like, just trying to feel it out, like what is he saying? Okay, I got it. Now I could play into this shit. Oh wait, hold up a second, I got it. You know what I'm talking about? And you're like, and you just down, you skipping a beat. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's just the time and place for it. You know what I mean? Like, and then sometimes I feel like years later, I was like, he said what? I'm like, fuck. All right, hold up. You know what I'm talking about? So, but yeah, that's just how it is growing up. So I mean, I forget what I was talking about. It's from I still remember it to this day. I was like shocked. I was like, fuck. Like inwardly, I would say that part. Like, oh my God. And the thing is, like, and sometimes, like, his brothers wouldn't pick up on as quickly, whatever. And so I'm like, you know what I mean? So trying to give him, just this we got to do this, this, and this. And it's not like, I don't know. I think Mike just knew that I was a little bit quicker, and so I could handle it. And their twin brother is well, a little bit younger or whatever. So he knew I could get them up to where they at quickly, whatever. So it's just almost like, oh, here comes Supreme. Let me do this. Anyway, I'll be back. what I was getting at, now I know what I was getting at. It's like remembering all the hustles. And I'm not saying I'm the only person could do it, but I'd be bragging back in the day like I was like one of the few people that could remember all this shit. Like I had like a file index in my head, like this is how you act towards this person, and all this other shit, right? And to remember all that shit, you know what I'm talking about? And the reality was like I remembered a lot of it, like near everything, right? But the reality is that if I fucked up a little bit, I had people that could adjust in real time with me, you know, a very core group of people. But I still remember like that shock coming over you a couple of times, you know, like shit, I gotta do this. I remember it, whatever, and I got it, you know, talking about. And so now when you get older, you let those things go, you know, you don't wanna be like, oh well, it's more honest with yourself, you know. You don't have to remember shit. And so when you don't have to remember shit, you could be more relaxed and just be like, all right, I'm this tribe, I'm that tribe, and whatever, you know. And you're happy with it. As more information comes in, you adjust naturally. Like, oh, you're just like no big thing. Okay, you know. Like I'm okay if I'm Mayan, but if I'm not, I'm okay. Okay, well I'm not Mayan. I guess I'm these tribes over here, you know, Apache and everything. So I mean, and so you just adjust naturally. And then you're like, oh wait, you know, I'm not exactly those pottery Indians of I thought the Navajo were pottery Indians. And then you realize, well, the you know, Hopi are known for the pottery, and Navajo are more Plains Indians. Apache are more Plains Indians, and all those other tribes are coastal, I guess, coastal Indians, really, you know. Um, so it's just, and you're just very grateful about who you are and the rarity of you are within the United States because the little dotted line, you just make it right above there, you know. So it's very grateful. And then years later, you connect with your biological family, you know. And you're like, oh, okay, look at that. So I don't know, but I don't know. It's just it doesn't. You don't connect with people with trust, I think. And I realized the more honest, the better people I met. People got it that you had to hustle or whatever. When you deal with this demographic, they would always be hustling. They would expect you will have the backing of these people, but you can't be like, well, I'm this, and then that community doesn't back you, and that's what I'm concerned about. Like if you say, well, I'm Balikwa, that it's sort of insinuating like this community, by and large, feels as you do, and when you know they don't, and you're pushing for a certain type of political thought, and you're just like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? I don't really. I would rather for a better world, for a better society. You know, it's just like at the core of it. You know, I mean, it's like you directly state it sometimes, but you sort of realize what it's about and why you feel like it. You know, it's like I think there's a right way to go about it, and you shouldn't insult people's intellect like you want civil rights in this way when you are not, you know, and it's like And if you look at it, it's more dealing with people with talent and skill. Looking at people as an individual, the more than anything. And instead of really looking at civil rights, you're like, well, if white people also have that, then so be it. You know what I mean? They have, but it's just like it removes that. So it's just like you need Latinos, you need this. It's like, no, man. You just look at people as individuals, you know. So you really shouldn't say, "Oh, I have this whatever or whatever," you know. And that's the vibe I constantly because it's so self-destructive out here, and it's like I can't. And white people could probably on some level because there I think for a lot of people this is the first exposure to any level of Native Americanism or nativism, you know, having just a tad bit slapped a reconstituted Polynesian culture, what's left of it, just a little bit, a diluted form of it from the continental United States. And to them, it's like, well, this is the best thing to do to preserve the environment and the country, not knowing that it's a very diluted form of like the American Indian movement and what emanated before that, and where that came out from. So, so they think it's like, and they think, well, if we say this and do that, we'll be more accepted, and so they embrace it more. But me, coming from very like I seen very native stuff, very like I was very native, and I know I became more relaxed over the years because you just realize you just grow up, I suppose, and you can't, you don't want to become what you're trying to overcome. I guess a lot of it is like the big macro, bigger picture of it, and it's just, if you want people to respect your skill and talent, you got to acknowledge that everybody, every culture, every race could have that, right? So you become just a little bit um, native centric is definitely the viewpoint I had. And natives people came up from the earth, whatever that type of thing, knowing damn well that could never be the case. So that type of viewpoint. Um, but you know, uh, independence for Puerto Rico at whatever cost. But you realize it can't survive on its own. You see the world, you see all these small countries. It can't survive on its own. It won't have enough income. It doesn't have the population big enough to survive on its own. It needs America. It needs it. It just, you know, dawns on you. Well, it does dawn, you just sort of realize it. It's not going to be a fucking Monaco or Dubai or whatever, or Singapore. There's a lot of small countries that don't make it. I don't know if you want to, and I'm not a gambling person. I mean, you want to bring in industry, you want to bring in stuff that you don't have to transport, like physically. You want to bring in like intellectual property. And it does it best when it is the creativity now that I think of it. So I was thinking like software based, that kind of thing. Set up some of the best Latino schools in the world in Puerto Rico. Cost you don't have to transfer anything, but to all you gotta do is let's build this hub of education. I'm talking about Latino education, how to learn English and Spanish, how to learn the sciences in Spanish and English at the same time. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So you just sort of realize these things. But you know, sort of like what brings the most attention. And you see almost people conditioned to say these things without actually caring about it, you know? It's like you're light skinned, but what do you really care about it? You know, why? You're already accepted by your skin color that you could be in more accepted by a white community, you know? But here's Latinos, even though they're light skinned, you know, they have very different mannerisms, different accents. So they could rather be identified being something other, you know? So, but those few people are viewed higher, and then out here, their skin color is from being something of Asian than Polynesian. Not saying that's the case in Simbo or Tonga or whatever, or Tahiti, but they know it gains more respect, so they state that. And it's just like, well, how's your heart really into nativism, Polynesianism, you know, what you get from Native Americans, uh, that nativism that comes out here. They learned to do it, but it's diluted. Your heart's not really into it because you have another culture on top of that, but you know what to say in those elements to give a veneer of that. And since white people come over here, they don't know any better. They go, oh, okay, that's what Hawaiian is. And the only thing you care about is that attention. And then you naturally, and then very parasitically, and correctively switch that to an Asian centric view outright, because people just like know that and just like fuck it. Look how dumb these white people are, And I can't relate to that because I'm not Asian, I'm talking about. I know what you're doing, and you see that bigger picture and you see it on a smaller level, and you know that's why you can't connect, but you can't really tell people that. It's like, oh. But you're more talented than to overcome that, way more talented. So you don't rely on it, and you're way more talented to overcome normal white racism. So you don't. What I realized, instead of jumping up and down like I used to, is that you keep pushing to be successful and focus in on your goals or whatever, you know. So you don't really. It's pointless to whatever you state it, you acknowledge it, but you don't use it as a crutch. I mean, but you learn these things as you grow up. But see, you already have that before you get out here, and so my point is that you want to not waste your time with these superficial things. Only when you like are cool or vibe with you, and you give people the benefit of doubt. But you're cool, I guess. Just keep dealing with people until you find there's good people. Because when you find good people, they're going to be good people, and it's worth the time to find those good people. And you don't have to convince them. You don't have to state all this other crazy stuff and go through all these hoops or whatever. I'm talking about good people are good people to everybody. I'm talking about. So it's not like you lay down information. If they want to read it, good. If they don't, that's all right. Maybe they don't have time, whatever, but they'll find out for themselves, because, people who want to know about the world usually do. And so you don't have to do all this, crazy hustle, whatever, to get, you know, this to find the really good people out there. You just realize that. It's just like you're putting all this time and effort just for a little bit of money or whatever. And you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You all gotta just be cool and chill, and you know what I'm talking about? It's just those people will find you because they know what you know what I'm saying, what you achieved, what you've done, who you are, you know. Hopefully, you know, your potential, where you're going, all that. Real, I guess real recognizes real, right? That type of mentality. So, and so it's just like, so it relieves you of all this stress. So you don't have to do all this. So it makes you even more relaxed, you know, more chill. And you know, like growing up, the world against a minority, they want to provoke you into doing, to justifying their hate, their to incarcerate and that type of thing. And you push that away. You're already good at it because, you know, more or less, right? And so you know not to deal with those type of people. But it's just not only, so it's just like this, instead of you have this downward spiral, you have this ever foundation that's getting more solid, you know, the education. And even, you know, with nutrition and working out, how you view the world, um, the propensity of giving out goodness, it's more reflected upon you. And the less stressful you are at your daily necessities, you have the more luxury being nice. And so you get even more of it back, you know, saying, so it's more of the opposite, you know, so it's this incline, you know what I mean? So it's the opposite, you know, it's what I realized, you know. I don't know. So I'm getting a little bit tired. I'm going to pass out here. Just rambling on. I'm going to forget what I said in about a minute. So I might start repeating myself. I already feel that coming on because now I'm like, what am I talking about? Is there a point? There's probably not much of a point. You know what I mean? Oh my Lord. All right, I gotta go sleep.